Welcome to another episode of AI Weekly Breakthroughs, a show where we explore all the key happenings from the AI world and see what really matters for how this field will move forward. What we will be able to see and discuss today is how disruptive and pervasive this technology really is. In the news, I want to talk about findings from 3 different surveys from 3 different domains about impact AI has. So the first one is 2024, the AI Founder Report, Business Impact Use Cases and Tools, done by Hampton, Community for High Growth Tech Founders and CEOs. More than 100 founders, more than 100 respondents included. Questions: how AI has impacted business. And on the right, you can see some of the average numbers of respondents, revenue, team size using AI. Starting with, are you using AI in business? What we can see is over 97% of them are either already using AI, are working on AI solutions, or will incorporate AI in the near future. And only 2.83% are not using AI and don't have plans to use AI. Now, if I'm in the 2.83%, I either really know what I'm doing or I am worried. And the next finding is also pretty interesting, and it analyzed how AI implementations are different depending on the revenue. So if revenue is under 5 million, those teams utilize off-the-shelf AI solutions for specific tasks, such as content creation, communication, task management. They're looking for efficiency gains and cost reductions. And if revenue is over 5 million, those teams are looking for more, or looking at more complex Gen AI use cases. They're looking to invest into custom-built AI solutions. They're looking to optimize workflows, improve customer service, and gain deeper insights from data. AI impact on staff size and hiring. Most report no impact. Some report mild downsizing. Some report more output, giving the same team number more output. And then there's only a few that report increased hiring or complete reorganizations because of generative AI. And continuing, what are some of the roles that are least impacted and most impacted? First, the least impacted group: strategy and consulting, trades and in-person, and sales. So those in-person roles and roles requiring strategic thinking. And then most impacted by AI: customer service, support, content creation, design, and creative. So pretty expecting roles at the top here. Now, what the authors of this study find is over 30% of teams included in the survey have a AI dedicated R&D function. And out of those 30%, if we look at the budgets across industries, we see finance leading the way, with agriculture tech and biotech second, and then software as a service as third, and then real estate down at the very bottom. And then the last key finding I want to share from the first one are most commonly used AI tools. And in the number 1, chatbots. This makes sense. It is very well aligned with the roles that are most impacted: customer service, and then grammar checkers and image generation. So again, very well aligned with some of the top most impacted roles. And continuing with most impacted roles, survey from the Society of Authors: illustrators and translators. A lot of them are experiencing lost work due to generative AI. Those are 2 tasks that generative AI does really, really well and can increase productivity by a lot. And this is a survey that included over 800 responses. And last item in the news, and it's another report, and I wanted to include this one because this is from cybersecurity domain. And why I wanted to include it, because we can see from the findings in the Forrester's report about the top 5 threats, almost all are related to AI and generative AI. Narrative attacks. Gen AI makes it easier to spread misinformation, disinformation, deep fakes. I'm sure you've all seen videos that seem very authentic. We're talking about synthetic identities. This is especially relevant with the elections coming up. AI responses, prompt injections, exploiting the AI software supply chains, and then nation-state cyber attacks. Almost every week, we can see a new model come out. The ones creating the model, they claim best model on a given task, best model on a given benchmark, but there are only a few models or a few new model announcements that really matter. And I think this is one of those. This is a model out of China. It's called SenseNova 5.0. It was trained by the research team at SenseTime. It beats GPT-4 Turbo on almost all key natural language processing benchmarks, which you can see on the image on the right. The model has 600 billion parameters and a 200,000 context window size. Now, why does this matter? A couple of weeks ago, we reported about the AI Index report from Stanford. One of the key findings was that most models in their study, over 2/3 of models are coming out of US-based institutions. Most AI models that matter, so to say. This one is coming out of China. So what this shows is that the gap between countries is very small, if there is a gap at all. And then the second very interesting fact about this model is it was trained on almost exclusively synthetic data. Why this matters? We will not run out of synthetic data, and we can always tailor synthetic data based on what the model is struggling on, and we can tailor synthetic data to domain-specific models. So this is very exciting. Going forward and training larger models on more and more data, we can now generate most of that data through generative AI. Second item in new technologies is from Boston Dynamics. Industry thought leaders, three things will impact the way we live the most. Number one is progress in generative AI, reasoning capabilities in large language models. Second is more capable AI infrastructures, allowing us to train bigger, better models. This is what a lot of the key players, industry players, are investing in. And third is robotics. And this is a field that is slightly in the shadow because of large language models, because of generative AI, but still Boston Dynamics is an organization that has been working on humanoid robots for quite a while. And I don't want to do a lot of talking here. I will share a short 40-second clip of their new model called Atlas. It is a fully electric Atlas robot. They have just retired a hydraulic version. So this is the newest humanoid robot from Boston Dynamics. Pretty impressive if you ask me. Now that initial leg movement did look like something from the Exorcist, at least to me. But coupling generative AI capabilities, reasoning capabilities of large language models with what you have just seen in the video, and the imagination can run wild. Now this is a robot that is tailored or designed to work in real world scenarios, meaning it can move around real world rooms. It can perform tasks such as move objects or cook, things like that. So very exciting how this is moving forward, and it's making things of science fiction a reality today. And the last item for today in Augment Yourself, I want to talk about a research paper done by researchers at Google DeepMind and Google Research. It is a paper titled Capabilities of Gemini Models in Medicine. Now, 2 weeks ago, we reported on how well most capable large language models can perform on medical tasks or medical exams across five different disciplines, perform well relatively to human physicians. Now, what researchers at Google did with this paper is go a step further. What they've done is they have tailored or fine-tuned Gemini models, Gemini being Google's most capable large language models, on medical tasks. And what they report is state-of-the-art performance. What they focused on is three key capabilities relevant or required for performing medical tasks well. Number one, advanced reasoning. Number two, multimodal understanding. And number three, long context processing. Now, these are all capabilities present in Gemini models. What they have done is specialized those capabilities for the medical domain. They have done that through self-training with web search integration, fine-tuning and customized encoders, and then chain of reasoning prompting. As already mentioned, this model achieves state-of-the-art results on medical tasks, 10 out of 14 reported in the paper. Now, other or previous state-of-the-art was held by GPT-4. And what I want to share now is some capabilities reported in the paper of Gemini powered medical assistants, because it is pretty impressive. Number one, dialogue example. Dialogue between a patient and again a Gemini model powered assistant. And what the assistant is able to do is assist the patient with symptomatics, even using the image of the issue as a source to give a diagnosis. And what you can see is the model is successfully able to work with this information and provide instructions to the patient. Second example, again a dialogue, but this time between a physician and the assistant, and they are discussing a chest x-ray. And the assistant is helping the physician understand what we are looking at. So the request from the physician in this case was help understand the x-ray. Please write a report for me. And again, the assistant does that very well, just looking at the x-ray and the instructions. And the third one, another dialogue, but this time between a medical student and the assistant. And what the assistant is able to do here is analyze or discuss a video of a surgeon performing a procedure, and it is asked questions such as which tools and how many are being used by the surgeon, which anatomical structures are visible, which steps should the surgeon take to avoid injuring those structures. And again, the model Gemini is able to understand the video and give good answers and assist the student understand the videos and what is happening. The fourth one is long context understanding. Again, one of the key capabilities authors focused on here. And what the model is able to do is answer the question, determine if the patient has a history of the specified condition by thoroughly examining the patient's medical record. And again, medical record, a lot of context understanding required to perform the task, but again, the assistant does that very well, and it can help the practitioner understand the patient's case and history better. And then the last one, I'm sure a lot of you recognize the two gentlemen in the video, but what the model does here is answer questions about specific instructions present in the video, and it gives the start time and the end time of where that part of the video is shown. So in this case, how to relieve strain with a foam roller massage. And what the model is able to do is understand the whole video. So what the authors report here is long context understanding, but based on a video, and it gives you the start time and the end time. Here is where in the video these instructions are provided. And it doesn't take much for us to see how this field will move forward, not just this field. I think we can translate this to a lot of different fields, but even in the medical fields, assisting patients, assisting physicians, helping medical students, there's a lot of applications of this technology, and the future is here, the future is now. And this is it, last item for today. Thank you, and until next time, until next week.